Imagine walking into a luxury hotel you built from the ground up, only to be kicked out of it by your own employees. That's exactly what happened to Vanessa Carter, a powerful black CEO who was humiliated in front of strangers. But just 9 minutes later, she turned the tables in the most shocking way possible. What she did next left the entire staff jobless and the internet speechless. Stay tuned, because this story is one you'll never forget. Ma'am, you can't be here. Guests only. Those were the exact words shouted at Vanessa Carter, a successful black businesswoman, as she walked into the lobby of the Grand Rose Hotel, a five-star property she had built with her own hands. Vanessa was the CEO and owner of the hotel chain, a woman who had worked tirelessly for years to create a brand that stood for luxury, diversity, and respect. Yet on this particular evening, when she arrived unannounced for a surprise inspection, she was treated like an intruder. The front desk manager, a man named Gregory, looked her up and down with disgust. "This is not a place for outsiders," he snapped. "If you don't have a reservation, you need to leave now." The entire lobby went silent. Guests looked on in confusion, some even recording the scene on their phones. Vanessa tried to calmly explain, "I'm not a guest. I own this hotel." But Gregory laughed in her face. "Lady, you? The owner? Don't make me laugh. Now get out before I call security." And just like that, the CEO of the Grand Rose Hotel was kicked out of her own property. Vanessa stood outside the massive glass doors, her heart pounding. For years, she had faced discrimination in boardrooms, but never in a place she owned outright. What made it worse was the humiliation. Guests whispered, recording the incident on their phones. A couple standing nearby even asked, "Is she really homeless or something?" Tears burned Vanessa's eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Instead, she pulled out her phone, called her assistant, and said just 4 words: "Start the emergency protocol." Her assistant immediately knew what that meant. Within minutes, Vanessa's lawyer, her executive assistant, and 2 board members were on their way. Meanwhile, inside the lobby, Gregory smirked with pride, bragging to his staff. "You see, this is what happens when you let just anyone wander in. I don't care what she says, there's no way she owns this place." Little did he know, his smugness would cost him and every single staff member in that building their jobs in less than 10 minutes. 9 minutes later, the hotel lobby doors opened again. Vanessa didn't walk in alone this time. She was flanked by her legal team, board members, and 2 security officers she personally employed. The sight of them silenced the entire lobby. Guests whispered again, but this time, their eyes were filled with curiosity and respect. Vanessa walked straight up to Gregory and calmly placed a thick folder on the counter. "Here are the ownership papers," she said firmly. "The Grand Rose Hotel belongs to me. My name is on every license, every deed, and every legal document." Gregory's face turned pale. "Wait, this can't be." Vanessa didn't let him finish. She raised her voice so that everyone in the lobby could hear. "Ladies and gentlemen, I came here tonight as the CEO and founder of this hotel, and I was humiliated, insulted, and kicked out of my own building by the very people who were supposed to represent my vision." A stunned silence fell over the room. Guests pulled out their phones again, recording the powerful moment. Then came the words that shook the entire staff. Effective immediately, every single employee who stood by and allowed this to happen is fired. Gasps echoed through the lobby. Some staff begged, "Please, Miss Carter, I didn't know," but Vanessa didn't waver. "You had every chance to listen. You had every chance to treat me with respect. Instead, you laughed, mocked, and humiliated me in front of strangers. If this is how you treat the person who built this hotel, I can only imagine how you treat my guests." Security began escorting the stunned employees out. Gregory tried to argue, shouting, "You can't do this." Vanessa looked him straight in the eye. "I can, and I just did." Within minutes, the entire front desk staff, the managers, and even the floor supervisors were out of the building. The guests inside applauded. Some even came forward to shake Vanessa's hand, praising her courage. One guest said, "I've never seen justice served so quickly." News of the incident spread like wildfire. The videos recorded by witnesses went viral online, with captions like CEO kicked out of her own hotel fights back, and powerful moment. Woman fires entire staff after being humiliated. The very next day, Vanessa held a press conference in the same hotel lobby. Cameras flashed as she stood tall and proud. "This hotel is not just a building," she said. "It's a symbol of hard work, diversity, and respect. And I will never allow anyone, employee or stranger, to destroy that." She announced that the Grand Rose Hotel would undergo a complete restructuring, with new staff hired based on respect, professionalism, and compassion. She also launched a training program to ensure that such discrimination would never happen again. The hotel's reputation skyrocketed. Bookings doubled, and people from all over the country praised Vanessa for her strength. She didn't just rebuild her hotel, she rebuilt its soul. As for Gregory and the others, they became the face of a viral cautionary tale, proof that arrogance and disrespect could cost you everything. Vanessa Carter walked out of that press conference with her head high, knowing one thing for certain. She was never just the owner of the Grand Rose Hotel. She was its heart, and no one would ever take that away from her again. From being thrown out of her own hotel to firing an entire staff in just minutes, Vanessa Carter proved one powerful truth: respect is not optional. Her story went viral, not just because of her courage, but because she reminded the world that leaders don't just build businesses, they build legacies. And if you ever doubted that justice can be served instantly, this story proves otherwise. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories like this one.